behind everything that happens is motivation. A wheel doesn't motivate. A guy doesn't go to the top in sports unless he's motivated. A scientist doesn't study or do research unless he's motivated. I want to get to you tonight. I want to motivate. No selling without motivation. This whole thing won't turn and keep going unless there are key people motivated, keeping this thing going. I agree with Edison when he said genius is 1% inspiration, it is 99% perspiration. How America needs this language today. The language of effort, work. I love the sports world because they're not ashamed to sweat. We spend $1 billion in America trying to get rid of sweat. Our favorite colloquial expression is no sweat. I love the sports world because it says to be great, you've got to put out. It's effort, it's work. I love it because it's the language of self-reliance. It tells you that nobody's going to run your race for you. When you step up into that batter's box, you're all alone. And you either strike out or hit, depending upon your ability, not anybody else's. You can't fake the question. You can't give yourself butts. You're out there running, that old stopwatch tells you exactly how fast you are. You'll go over that crossbar if you don't. It stays up or it comes down. You can measure yourself by reality, by objectivity. You've got to look yourself right in the eye. It tells you this, you aren't great in sport unless you yourself do it. Here again, America needs to hear this language. We live in a time when people think somebody else can live our lives for us, think for us, emote for us. The sports world tells you this. You alone run that race. You alone are in that ball game. You alone must do your job. It all depends on you. That's the language of American individualism. And that's why I think the sports world speaks this language almost better than any other institution today. I love the sports world too because it talks about teamwork. It says you've got to work, block, and tackle with the other guy. If you want to be a champion, you've got to analyze yourself. You've got to recognize your weakness. And you've got to change that weakness into power. Now, there isn't a person who's ever lived or one has a weakness of one kind or another. I love the sports world because you can't tolerate weakness. If you've got a weak defensive line, that offense will keep coming through that line until you plug up the hole. You can't say, please don't come through the weak side of my line. You've got to plug that baby up. If you're not hitting the mark, the coach pulls you out. You've got to make the shots. The sports world does not tolerate weakness. If you're not going over that crossbar, you don't blame the wind or someone else. You build your arms up. You change your weakness into power.